flip my switch out. They act like they know us, but they know dog on big dog. Asking if it's still a flex. Say they better go ask who y'all. Never think I'm gon' check. Better pull up like whoa. Come to place and I'm the best. I ain't worried about none who y'all. 24 no rest. Stand on business, I'm too tall. Thought you was a threat. I do real life through no tip attack on the internet. When I do that, see I've been a threat and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that when I'm cashing checks. I don't owe no debts. I've been through that. See you SOS. 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 See you SOS. Need a life vest. Need no mic check. SOS. 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 See you SOS. We don't talk checks. We get to it. All in for the jackpot. Every time I want the last shot. Championship ring. Ring started from a mascot. Winter rollies from a G-Shot. Brand new kettle, no teapot. You should know I don't play. Go sicko mode like I'm T-Scott. Eagle vision from the treetop. Winter image from a green dot. Never had no limit, but I had so Reeboks. Keep it humble, but the fee's not. In the game, no free spots. But I earn what's mine. Nothing less, I'ma shine. Thought you was a threat. I do real life through no tip attack on the internet. When I do that, see I've been a threat and I've been a vet. Thought you knew that when I'm cashing checks. I don't owe no debts. I've been through that. See you SOS. 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 See you SOS. Need a life vest. Need no mic check. SOS. 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 See you SOS. We don't talk checks. We get to it. Time to run it all. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down that. Check. No drip this. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Time to run it all. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down that. Check. No drip this. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it. 9 out of 10 rub through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell 'em run it all. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this. Tell 'em run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it all.
Good morning all. Market is crashing. Everybody panic. No, I'm just joking. But holy crap, what a dump here, man. This is insane. Casually, what is this now? We're working on like 2,000 pips. Let's have a look here, guys. Yeah, 2,000 pips, man. Heavy business, heavy business. Heavy business. Any news for the crash? Of course, who else but Trump? Who else but Trump? Right? Even a bit of Iran is talking. Trump is saying, just uncertainty, man. There's uncertainty. There's a bit of escalation, so markets are risk off here. We have markets closed tomorrow as well. So he's coming out all morning. He's been speaking. Iran is saying here, will continue until enemies surrender. Permanent regret. You know, we're just having a lot of things. If we look, there was a lot of Trump. He was speaking here. This is, we could strike their oil, right? That's escalation. So there's mixed signals here, and the market is taking a risk-off approach. Risk-off approach. And we're seeing a very heavy dump here on price. Nasdaq here trying to continue down as well here. Close below on Nasdaq. Maybe we could see some lower time frame, high risk, high reward scalps here today. That is going to be the plays. If my trading view will load, there we go. So high risk, high reward scalps kind of going to be the way. A lot of the move happened early already. We're down 2,000 pips, respecting this previous 15 minute support. Obviously everything is bearish. We don't know when we're going to bounce or if we're going to bounce. It's one of those situations to where we're coming in London here with 2,000 pips down here. So not really looking to take any 15 minute setups. I'll be looking to scalp just on pure lower time frame, catching quick impulses because these moves are big. 15 minute time frame candles at the moment are around 500 pips. I'm not really wanting to, you know, here another 480 pip. I'm not really wanting to sit here and wait for a, you know, 500 pip move to get a 1-to-1. So the only way to trade these market conditions right now is going to be very lower time frame scalping, such as the 1 minute. It's not the only way, but it's a way where I can have somewhat of a smaller stop and at the same time get out, because even 1 minute stops, we're looking at 80 to 100 pips on just 1 minute candles. So, you know, make sure you're calculating your lot sizes and everything, otherwise you're going to be in trouble here. Yeah, apart from that, if we look at DAX, we're going to have the same downwards price action in DAX, same downwards price action in NASDAQ here. NASDAQ could be interesting here once we break below these lows. Might be looking for some form of sells here. Once we continue below the lows here, we have 18 seconds for the 5 minute, potentially a setup 5 on the 5 minute. I mean, a setup 3 on the 5 minute. Let's see if we can get the 1 minute close below. Maybe even just a setup 3. Yeah, 5 minute close pretty strong. So I want to see a 1 minute candle close below here. Then look for continuation of sells. That's the plan I have right now. 1 hour has support lower on top step. Yeah. I see it, but we will be below. If the 1 minute closes below, it will be below that one. Only problem right now on futures, we don't have a top wick. That is a bigger problem right now, is no top wick on futures. So I want to see a top wick on futures. Yeah, without a top wick here, it's a little bit risky. We could rely on pure volume. Totally possible as well. More on the risky side. So hopefully it can come up here a little bit, make a top wick quickly. And then we get below if we want to continue sells. Yeah, there's your top wick. So now it makes sense if we want to continue down. If not, we should do a little bit of a bounce here. We should play a little bit of a bounce. Now, today's pretty hard, guys, because you could sell the lows and this be the low of the session, man. Totally possible. It's impossible to know because this could have been the low, that could have been the low, that could have been the low. Remember, we've moved thousands of pips, thousands of points. So to say this is the low, to say that was the low, to say, you know, you might have said this, right? Oh, look, change of structure, time to go up finally, and then it doesn't go up. So it's very hard to call lows. You have to kind of take a risk. If you don't want to take a risk, then you don't trade these conditions because it's a little bit wacky for you. So that's kind of the options, to be honest. So let's see if we get the 1 minute closing below or what. Also not a bad idea to wait for the 1 hour. 1 hour sometimes likes to make big top wicks. You also want to be aggressive because we expect straight pushes, you know. 3 minis. Should I go 3 minis on this volume? Maybe 2. I was planning 2. But we could go 3. Send it. Ah, stop is not that bad, no? What is stop? I think 2, we go 2. One minute here, so it's hard, huh? 1 minute before the 5 minute close. If we get this 1 minute close below, there might be a shot quickly, but this one will have to be quick break even before the 1 hour. No top wick, no top wick. I think best to wait for the... Let's see. Here's the top wick coming. It's gonna be close, this one, because we could get a push last couple of seconds. Ah, there's the push. It's too close. 45 seconds, man. 45 seconds, 1 hour top wick can come here and ruin everything. So I'm gonna wait. Too close, too close. This can manipulate right now. We need to wait. Last 30 seconds, you know, it could drive here heavily, but I can't take this as a gamble. I want to see the 1 hour open and make a top wick. Good top wick on the 1 hour. Yeah, this is what I was scared, right? This is why I didn't want to be in a sell. Imagine I was in a sell, you're done, huh? Because 1 hour is a big candle. It's a big candle. So this top wick for the 1 hour is nothing, because look at the size of the 1 hour. So it's a small top wick, but when you're scalping on lower time frames, if you forget about the higher time frames here, man, look at this. You just get absolutely rinsed, huh? It's very painful. So that's why I really wanted to wait, because I know it can do that. We'll see. Maybe we can sell from up here as well. Just see how everything forms. Alright, gold next support zone. I don't know. I haven't checked. I'm looking at nasdaq. Let's go see gold. Ooh, gold is breaking down already. Same trade as nasdaq. Ooh, and we get the 1 minute close. Yeah, gold is already in valid setup. Shit, man. Check that out. That's the one you want. Run aggressive. Stop loss 80 pips at 70 pips now. Boom, 1-to-1. Eesh. NQ is lagging, but why is NQ lagging but gold so confident? Gold next support zone 572, man, but it's not respecting many supports. Bro, why is Nasdaq bouncing, man? Why do we have to pick the one that's ranging? Hello? Give us gold. Gold already back in the range? Yeah, but you hit well past 1-to-1 on that move, man. It's like 100 pip 1 minute candle. Let's see. Yeah, 120 pips, man. Totally fine. I mean, if you're going aggressive, super aggressive, you just need to run stops above this 1 minute, 40 pips. And Nasdaq is just bouncing it. Maybe we tried to scalp gold here. Problem is already had this push, man. That was our push. So now scalping gold is gonna be risky as. It's possible, but it's very risky. That's a big gap. How much is this gap? 12 pips. On a one contract's 120. So what is stopping you from trading a 15-minute pullback when opportunity comes? Might lead into a reversal, right? Because that's nothing that's happened. We are in full volume time. This is just market capitalizing. Everyone's dumping. So the minute that stops, that pullback may not be the pullback. That may be the end. Market's going to range, chop. That's it. That's everyone out the market. No one wants to come back in. So if we're trading a pullback at this phase here, it's not because look, show me one time in this dump that we've actually pulled back on a 15-minute. You see? There's just been no, it's all dump, right? Even here, and this is after only the first move. Look how much further we are down, right? So if a pullback is going to happen, it's just going to take ages. It should take maybe an hour. Look at this. This is 15, 30, 45, 1 hour, 1 hour 15. So an hour and 15. So you're not going to get that type of setup for a long time. You can't wait for one 15-minute candle. It's going to be a whole new thing. You know? And I worry that now, remember, we're coming to the market here at 2,000 pips negative. The next time we create a 15-minute support, do we have another leg for another 1,000 pips? I want to be trading momentum when the market's moving down right now. Because this at least I can trust because we're moving down now. Might be a quick sell break of this low aggressive break even. It's risky. Yeah, we have to just trade momentum though. I'm looking to fill this wick. It's a scalp, right? You break the low, you go in profit, you move break even. Should just drive. You don't hold the trade.
You looks like the price want to fill your order. You place the order, it goes the other way.
It's okay though, it's keeping me safe.
Yeah.
This is again very aggressive trading. It's not easy, this type of trading. No top wick. I'm gonna wait. Now I want to see a 1 minute close below because we're creating a stronger support that's engulfing the previous candle. Alright, trade only 2 pairs, swing gold. Yeah, I'll read it after, man. Let me lock in a little bit. 30 seconds here. It's hard, can't take that. It's gonna break rules. $130 pip 1 minute candle. Shit. Oof. Why does it have to engulf? Why can't I close doji? I hate it. If you're gonna get frustrated in this market conditions, guys, leave. Because this is how it's gonna be. You need to be very aggressive, very quick, very understanding. We're coming to the market at a 2000 pip move towards the downside. If you're feeling like you're missing out on 1 minute candles, just leave, because you haven't been part of a 2000 pip move. Don't be in a rush to be part of a 50 pip move, guys. Really understand, right? Don't be in a rush to be part of a 50 pip move when you are not here for a 2000 pip move. It's not gonna fix things, right? Be smart. Be smart. Time to gamble with Combine? Yeah, you want to send it a little bit easy to get some money up here. Problem is, I try to warn everyone, but these guys are going to blindly copy and not even listen to what I'm saying. But it's their problem, right? Oh, I went to drag it. What the fuck, man? I went to drag my SL to break even and it closed me out, man. I had my mouse on the X instead of the position. Oh, that was my position, bro. 60 pips at 2 lots. That's 1,200. Ah! Did you see? Oh, man. I went to drag SL to BE and look what happened. Ouch. Anyways, that was a funny mistake. So that was a scalp there. Would have made 1,200 on that. Nice. Now I have to wait again because that would have been my trade. So that was based off 5-minute time frame closing. Expecting some volume on the new 5-minute candle close below this area here. We have big clean candles here on 15, even 5 we have as well. Big clean zone here, so I'm not too worried about it needing to randomly react. We have a little bit of a zone here, so that's why I wanted to take that. Would have been a nice little scalp. But yeah, I had my mouse on the X. They need to make it a way that we can drag without pressing X. So I wanted just to go break even. You know, I was up about 400 bucks. go break even, you know. That's unlucky actually. That, man, I'm getting unlucky, man. That's crazy actually. That was easy, 1,200 there. I love this doji candle like this. Top wick breaks the previous high here on a 5-minute candle close, target to the wick. It's an easy setup for a scalp. Yeah, NQ has, we need to see if it has a top wick though. Doesn't seem like we have a top wick. On phone, you can just press B easily. I don't think phone has that option. It's only a 5-minute candle without the top wick. It's not the biggest deal, especially with this type of volume. We don't have it on a 15 and all of that. Oh, come on. Why are we lagging? Setup 3 would be nice here, man, if it can close setup 3 in about 1 minute. Especially without the 1-minute structure. So we close setup 3, make a 1-minute structure. You can use hotkeys to go B, really? Yeah, that would have been better. I need to set that up. I want to see this 15 close bullish, man, and give us setup 3. I mean, it's not the worst if it closes bearish, but it's also cool if it closes doji like that. Like this is cool. Now we need top wick and then it should be good. Let's see if this thing wants to flip or not. This is good for it to create 1-minute structure. I don't mind. We do have a 1-minute candle. Needing to close below here will be better to get the 1-minute candle closing below, but we might miss it because we have 15 minutes setup 3. So I'll adjust. If we start to create higher lows, then I'm gonna wait for a 1 minute to close below for sure. I'm so lost. Yeah, man, this is you know, this is how these market conditions are. If you don't understand how to trade them, then call it. Bro, you can call it you have profit for the day, bro. What am I gonna do with 93 bucks? Not even ice cream, bro. It's combined. Hello. NY will be huge sell-off. We've already sold off huge. 27 seconds. I'm gonna wait for close below. It's aggressive, but we're not chickens here. We're not chickens. Again, if it gets like last 20 seconds, I wait for close below. That's kind of like what I like to do. Last 20 seconds, wait for close below. Last 20 seconds, wait for close below. We also need to add the gold trade to journal. Don't let me forget. That was a winning position, but I messed up a bit. Where you got stops can change in 10 seconds, man. You need to decide stops last second. Stops as tight as possible. Break even as soon as possible. Still valid, yeah, but now we need close below. So gold trying to bounce here. On the 15? No chance. Stops on the 15, bro. Full aggressive. Bit of consolidation here. I don't like this. I want to see momentum, like what we were getting in gold, right? Gold has momentum. That's why this was good to trade, because we had momentum. Harry, which broker you recommend to trade Forex? I use Vantage. Man, that was the trade, man. Freaking press the X button. That was the trade. 1.2k easy.
It's easy. One day you lose, another day you lose more.
Why?
I said sometimes you have these days. It's like one day you lose and you don't get the opportunity, and the other days you lose more. That's how I feel sometimes, man.
But we're not losing more. It was a good trade. It was a valid scalp. You have to be super aggressive. In these conditions, it's just about scalping on lower time frames with momentum. The minute this momentum stops now you have to take a step back. So many people at these times are looking to continue the scalps and stuff like this. This is where you get in trouble, you know?
Agreed.
How much time it takes to deposit and withdraw in Vantage? For me to withdraw, it took me about 30 minutes to an hour to withdraw. Same with deposit, took about an hour, but I'm using bank transfer, so I pay no fees. It's very impressive actually, but they also have a branch here. Depends. Crypto is instant as well. They do instant withdrawals up to 100K. So it's pretty cool. I hate to scalp this way because it looks like gambling down the move, no plan. Well, you're waiting for plans, right? You're waiting for 1 minute confirmations. It's just if you wait for 15 minutes, it's too late. You know, you can't do anything waiting for a 15-minute candle, you know? Harry, I trade only 2 pairs. Swing gold BTC last 2 years was a lost year. 2025 turned to break even. First 3 months of 26 is profitable, but my mind's still in doubt and not feeling confident. Yeah, it's normal. You haven't seen consistent results. But the main thing from what you've told me is there's been progression. So that's good. Progression is important. To be honest, I like when we have volume like this. It's exciting to trade. It's really exciting to trade. So you don't trade 50-minute on gold anymore? See, this is the problem, man. One session, people start telling me I'm not trading 15-minute on gold. Guys, we are moving thousands of pips right now. We're moving thousands of pips. It's just because today I am being aggressive on the 1 minute doesn't mean I've changed everything. 1 day doesn't mean anything, huh? Please understand this. I'm adapting to what's been happening right now. What's been happening right now, we pushed before the session very quickly. So I'm trying to capitalize off this. Five-minute bearish. This could be a trap. Yeah, this could be a trap. This is a classic trap. Everyone wants to sell. It can work, but if it's gonna trap, this is where it's gonna trap. Market slows down. People are like, okay, sell, 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 sell. They're gonna sell this low here. Might give them a little bit of a push. Again, like I said, it can work, but if it's gonna trap, this is where the trap's gonna come. Probably pushes down to this support here and then pop, upside comes. Or we see it break here. Somewhere here and then it reverses around here, watch. You know, if it's gonna trap, that's what it's gonna do. So if we wanna sell, then we can do from here. Your boys take Asian trade. We also trade power hour as well. So that was, took some trades there. This is my first time watching the stream. Are you a student of Raja Banks? No, I taught Raja Banks how to trade, man. So Raja Banks learned from me. I've experienced this trap so many times. Yeah, maybe with today's volume it won't, but still it's something that I've seen happen again and again. So I don't have enough reasons for me to say that it's not gonna trap from this area here. You know, 2 5-minute candles closing bearish is different though. 2 5-minute candle closing bearish, I have some confidence in that. You know, then it starts to look a lot better actually. For me, it just looks like S2. Can you explain more? Yeah, it looks like an S2, but normally after we've had a 2000 pip move down, the first S2 normally is not going to be too good, you know, because we've had such a heavy push down, man. We've had continuation now of 1200 pips, right? And this is the first time we've had relief after that 1200 pip move. It's the first time 5 minute has actually started to pull back. So this could be more relief, and we could start to, you see how it's like, if sellers were in control right now, this shit would be down here in one go, if sellers were in control. But now we're back up here, so it's hesitating, right? And this is where it traps. Now sometimes, like I said, you can retest the support, and now it's a question. So now right now it's about 50-50. Right now it's a 50-50% chance. Is it gonna bounce here, make higher low to try continue upside range or continue up? Or is it going to now be able to make that lower high, break below, and then continue that sell down? We have all of this room to sell with better confirmation and just catch a continuation move. Right, so this would be classic. Next 1 minute 36 seconds flips bullish, then that's your trap, right? That would be your trap. FOMO sellers are in from down here. Correct sellers are here, so they're not too far off from entry. And here's your trap, right? 5 minute will close bullish. Classic. This is what I mean, these conditions. Even Excellence was asking me, he was like, wouldn't we wait for pullbacks just to continue down? And that's when I was even warning him from that time as well. So the only way we can sell now is if we can get maybe something looking like this, right? Where we get this 5, you want it to close bullish, and then the next one maybe closing below like this. This will give us more confirmation, because now it will show us sellers have come more in control. But look, now it's trapping all these buyers. Like, it's a probability, right? And doesn't mean I'm gonna be right. Like, it's with the momentum we have to the downside, you know, doesn't mean that I'm gonna be right and that we're gonna see price not dump towards the downside. But I see this more often than not, and this is what I mean. People, they hate when market conditions are moving fast, because it's really like, this is where you lose your ass in fast market conditions, because you're just finding any excuse to press sell. You come to, you know, you come to the chart, right? You come to the chart and you see all this move down, and you're like, I need to be part of this move, right? And like, you can see, I found ways to be part of this move. But this is where you lose your ass in this move, because now you forget about all of this stuff, you know? You forget about all of this details, right? And these details come from a strategy, experience, planning, and something that I'm showing you guys here for free. So at least that should deserve a like on the stream. How many likes we got? 50? At least 100 for that. Because that's saving money, right? That's more important right now, is to save money as well. I sold from open last night, just gonna hold all day. Yeah, that's a big sell, man. Big Daddy Sharp finally back from Cyprus. Missed your streams, my boy. Damn, bro. Maybe you should have stayed in Cyprus, bro. I'm not sure about Big Daddy Sharp. Not sure.
I beg your pardon.
Welcome back, I guess.
I beg your pardon, Harry? What did you say?
That's what this guy's saying, bro, not me. You know? How do you let profits run? Do you have a price target? Yes, I have technical targets. I have technical targets.
Yeah, bro. Calling your mentor daddy is fucking crazy work. So crazy. Like I say, every single day, it just always turns to be gay. Every day, G. Every day. It's actually mad.
I'm telling you, bro, it's not me. See, I'm telling you, it's not me.
It's always YouTube, bro.
What has he got here? Looking super hot this morning, babe. Yo, 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 yo. Relax, relax, brother. Relax. XXPD Productions, bro. One more X and I start to get worried, bro.
Yeah, everyone's losing their mind in this market, I guess.
Boy should be in an ICT
daddy.
chat. I think
What
he's
the fuck?
migrated. Calling your mentor daddy is crazy. Bro, it's crazy, bro.
Nah, bro. That's a fucking red card, bro.
It's
From the left side of the field, bro. From the left wing to
Bro,
the
it's
right,
crazy,
bro.
it's crazy, bro.
Daddy. Nah, that's mad.
It's crazy. Is that too zesty, Sharp? Come on, you know me. It's a bit zesty, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit uncomfortable.
Nah, you got some fruity ass motherfuckers in your YouTube chat, bro. What the fuck's
Bro, now
going
I
on?
have some person calling me a cutie patootie, bro. Like, what the fuck?
What the f? Yeah, in stream, bro. Just wrap this shit up, bro. Let's just
Yeah,
get
I
on
don't
with
know,
our
man.
day.
It's like as soon as price, like when price was moving, everyone was quiet. Now price is slowing down. I'm seeing all different creatures come out now.
Yeah, everyone's coming out the closet now. Bomba klar. Not glad.
Yo, guys, relax, relax. Sharp OnlyFans coming out? Bro, let them join the group, man. OnlyFans, they're wasting money and I have creeps looking at me. At least in the group, they learn to make money. Something better, I don't understand. Fuck's sake, man. Fuck's sake. That's too far now. That's too far. I don't even think I can read that now. I can't read that. I can't read that. Like, I cannot read that. Because it's just like hard for me to say that. Maybe I'm old school, but that things make me feel sick. Bro, it's April 2nd, man. April 2nd. Not even we started. Bro, why is gold crashing? Can you explain? Because Trump came out and talked about potential escalations, and Iran is saying that this whole war is not over. So, with escalations and Iran saying this war is not over, people are now starting to get into more of a, you know, get out of risk on assets. Crazy how Nas just goes to sleep the minute Frankfurt opens, huh? That's just mad. That's like literally mad how it just said, you know what? I'm gonna move heavy. Now I'm gonna say nothing. I haven't got a payout this year. Save me, Sharp. Let's change that, bro. Let's change that. Come on. Yo, yo, yo. This daddy is profitable. Like, man, we're going nuts. Could this be a valid move on NAS? I want you to notice the trend, man. NAS is consolidating 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 75, 85, 90 minutes and still dumps. This consolidation roughly around how many bars? 1 hour 35 minutes, again consolidation, 19 bars, dumps. This consolidation here was around 40 minutes, dumps. This current consolidation we're working on right now is around 45 minutes. So we can still dump from here. Why mostly males are involved in trading and less females? What do you think about it? There's females involved in trading, and I'll be honest, guys, females are better people to learn trading to begin with, for sure. I think overall females are better traders from what I've seen. Not being sexist or anything, but it's just facts. They just get on with it, man. Guys, oh my god, bro. Guys in trading, it's like we are Neanderthals, bro. Like literal monkeys we are at the chart.
Yo, nah, facts. And then you just got gay autistic motherfuckers in the YouTube
Yeah, nah, it's,
chat, bro.
you know,
Like, bro, what?
really, like females, they just get on with it. Like they lose a trade, they're like, oh, it sucks, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna get on with it. Let me fix this. They keep quiet. They don't do much. Males, oh my god. Full over trading, full over risking, full gambling, full emotional, full do or die. You know, it's like, bro, I need to put bread on my table, you know? Like, don't get me wrong. Females also do overtrade. Females do also make mistakes, you know? Like, we're human, right? That's a human nature. But that's how it is. Why is the best traders not women then? Because it's a game of volume, right? So this is a great question you ask. But the reason why women are not the best traders is because maybe out of every 1,000 men that trade, there are maybe only 100 women. So the percentage that out of the 1,000 men, one of them will be better than the 100 women is still there, right? Because you have a much larger audience. If there was like, I would be really interested to see if you took 1,000 men and 1,000 women and let them, you know, give them 5 years and see what the stats are. I wouldn't know the answer. I think you would find between them it would be pretty similar, you know? Because you'll find women and men at the higher level think pretty similarly. I can't even speak, you know? But it depends on female risk appetite as well. That needs to be studied as well.
Bro, Harry, let me tell you a story, bro.
Alright.
Bro, so my homeboy calls me, right? He's like, yo, guess what I did? I'm like, oh no, what's I mean, bro, he told me he smoked salvia and turned into the NASDAQ chart. It's like, what? I was like, I said to him on the phone, I was like, bro, I beg your fucking pardon, what happened? It's like, bro, I turned into the NASDAQ chart, bro.
Yeah. That's so funny. Women don't have the need to flex when they do well. I think that's maybe why a lot of men fail as well, because men have a different social pressure as well. You know? These dynamics are very different, man. The way that female dynamics, male dynamics are in general stuff. The one I want to understand, which I don't know, and there hasn't been any experimentation on, is female versus male risk appetite. Financial risk appetite. We need to see what's the difference there. Because I know a lot of, like for females, I feel like it's ingrained to them to be, there's been research on it. Okay, cool. What's the consensus then? In trading or in general? Well, I just want financial risk appetite. And also it can't be to do with their children. Because a man can be pretty selfish, right? Unfortunately, it's normally the man who walks out the house, right? Not the, when there's kids involved. And then he needs to hustle his way and figure out. But the woman does everything in to protect the kids, right? So if she has to get out there and work, she'll do it for the kids. She has to make money, she'll do it for the kids. So without that driver, because you put kids in front of a woman, different, like they'll do anything and everything. What's the, I don't know. I would be interested. And you see these women, even my grandma, had five siblings, not five children, and worked for herself. Had to work 2 jobs, working 20 hours a day every day. Waiting to trade. Topic at SL. It's an interesting topic, man. Many people don't discuss about it, right? These days, the internet is filled with toxic masculinity of just these standards that don't make any sense, Here we go. Good song. Like, that's a whole different subject, right? How men online are teaching guys to be better men, right? Strong, financially independent, this, that. Problem is with that is that these guys are all fake. Not the guys teaching maybe, but the guys who try to be the best man that they can, they're not. They're nobodies. What are they? They're just living in a fairy tale thinking that they're a good man. I mean, come on, man. It's I'll show you what it means to be a real man, Be like Alexi. Alexi's cutting trees in the forest, my friends. Cutting trees in the forest. You're starting to sound like a feminist. What's a feminist? Someone who believes in feminism?
Yeah, bro, someone who trades ICT.
So me talking about how men need to be better men and how these guys online are teaching guys to be better men, but those men are just leading a fake life thinking that they are better men, but they're not. They just act like they are. Is it feminist? Or is it truth? Because I can assure you, those men are not. No, it's true, man. It's true. So what do you believe in? I'm interested now. Not all baby moms are perfect such as men. I was not saying baby moms are perfect. I was saying that there's a lot of men these days who walk around with low testosterone, who, for a fact, medically walk around with low testosterone. They have a confidence that doesn't take them anywhere because it becomes an arrogance because of incentives that they see online. They treat others differently. When I can assure you, man, 50 years ago, the world used to run on trust. People used to trust each other. Business made business. These days, the world runs on snakes. Men, if you put a group of men together back in the day, poof, what they could create, poof, just a group of people. Now you put a group of men together, end up fighting. Tell me one entrepreneur now that works with a group of very close friends. All of them separated when they created Facebook together, when Elon Musk created ChatGPT together. All of them separated. Now they're all by themselves. Facebook is by themselves. Elon Musk is by himself. Elon Musk, what did he do? Allied with Trump. Are they good friends now? Not anymore. Not anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. Nothing to do with women. I'm speaking about men. Right? And now this social standard is putting pressure on all of the men that they have to be this model. They have to do this. They have to be like this. If they're not, then they're abnormal. Right? The world is turning more into, I need to hurt other people to benefit myself so I can look a certain way in my life.
Mr.
That's what
Sharp.
media presents.
Hey, Mr. Sharp.
What's up, man?
How you doing? You good? Yeah, no,
good.
I was just that was a light-hearted punch at you about calling you a feminist. I don't actually think you're a feminist, but I feel like when you was talking, there was a lack of balance of seeing where women go wrong as well as men. You know what I mean? There wasn't that balance I was hearing from you.
Oh no,
So
I was just talking about women saying that they're human, they go wrong, but I was saying that in general. I never was talking about, what did I say were men? I was talking about specifically trading.
Yeah,
And
it
if we
went,
talk
I
about-
think it went a bit off topic a bit. Like
Think about it in trading.
No, I think women are absolutely better at trading.
No, not
My
necessarily.
pa- No, not necessarily, but like I feel like by my experience online, I've kind of seen quite a few females breaking through, and
Yeah, they have, but it's all relative, right? I like I said, that's why I drew that where you have 1,000 males, 1,000 females, and I think the results would be the same at the top. The difference is we have this split between how many males and how many females trade. Right?
you see, this is the thing. Like with like, for example, Mirko just said, "Well, isn't it a fact that men need to start treating women better?" But then that could be vice versa, couldn't it?
Of course it can, but that's not related to trading. I'm talking about trading.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll keep it traded. I felt like it. Yeah, okay.
And it doesn't matter anyways, right?
No, it doesn't. It's all the same thing, innit? You can generalize or make it trading or anything. It's all the same, innit?
Yeah. But in trading relation, there's two different aspects it comes from. Like, once you become disciplined, once you stop over trading, once you stop doing all these bad habits, and like I said, women do overtrade, man. They do all this stuff and they have these mistakes. But we were just speaking about a general blanket statement, and then we went and we talked about how we have all of these standards online that I think are not very helpful for men with the way it's presented. Like, men need to move their ass, they need to get, their ass moving.
Mm.
And
I think you know what it was. I think it's when you start touching on women. Men leave, and then they leave as a driving force, and the women stay and take care of the kids and all that sort of stuff. I think that's when I thought, oh, okay, this is going a little bit. You know what I mean? It was a bit off.
but it's
the
a
train.
fact though, right?
But you have to. It's not as simple as that. And you got to think of the reasons of why the household has been broken down as well.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the woman still works super hard. So I was saying I want to remove that factor when calculating. It's to do with the calculation.
I think a lot of men at the same time, if they were house husbands, would you say they would find the job a bit easier than women have taken it?
Depends. We can't prove. It's all
Well,
based
then.
on research. We don't know. Because
Yeah,
if they're
exactly.
mentally destroyed, if they've been abused by their woman, if they've been hurt, then they're going to be not motivated. Vice versa, it works the same way.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely
See
agree
what I
with
mean?
you.
Like there's so many external factors.
Can we
You know?
not discuss this topic here because this is way deeper than what we're, having on the surface here?
I didn't want to go down it. He opened the mic.
I opened the mic, Marco, bruv. I'm just saying, like, I'm just having a chat, and I just don't see
but
why there's a problem with that.
maybe we do this. I don't know when we're today in London, in New York, when there's no YouTube listening.
Yeah, why not?
All right, Marco. All right, cool. I'll stop the conversation.
I'm gonna host today, so we can have that chat there if you want.
No, I think we ended.
I was-
No
no, that's
politics.
cool. I was
This
about
is
to end
considered
it
as
anyway.
politics.
We'll just talk about Iran and missiles and stuff instead.
Yeah, better.
All right, nice one, guys.
Cheers. I agree with you, Harry. Fake gurus setting standards is one big factor that affects traders' mindset and makes it harder. Yeah, that was the whole point I was getting at. That's the whole point I'm getting at. We have these gurus set these standards that you need to be like them when they are faking it themselves. So how are you supposed to strive for that when them themselves are living in a lie? Like, that ruins your own mental health. And you think you are doing something wrong. It's one of the reasons I failed super hard in the beginning of trading, because I had this pressure that I should be them. I should be at that level. You know? So you need to be your own boss, essentially. Can't let other people dictate who you want to be and how you want to move. The only important thing in this whole equation is you're moving, right? You don't need to move fast. You can move correctly, but you have to be moving. The minute you stop moving, that's where things go wrong, right? You need to be progressing. It's a choice. If you don't want to progress in life, you can get a stable job and do nothing and, you know, just get something really average, you know? But that's a choice, right? As humans, we're blessed. If you're blessed to have choices, then you're lucky, you know? A lot of people are not blessed to have choices, right? So many people are forced to do things because if they don't, then no one is gonna eat. So we're bouncing here on NASDAQ. Breaking the high here on gold. Did Trump finish again? Let's see if anything was said. I don't think so, but let's refresh and say. I think it's just, you know, we've moved down heavily. Bit of Swiss here. No. Nothing was said, but I think if something was said, we'd push a lot harder. Private Zoom for debates, but no politics and religion. There's no solution to that. To be honest, debates are, that's why they're called debates, right? They're always two-sided, right? Everyone has opinions, and honestly, if you look at the whole thing as a whole, you'll find that everyone has some sort of a valid point, right? It always works both ways. It's always a push and pull. Otherwise, it would never be a debate because there'd be nothing to argue if it was straight fact. So they never really have solutions. They just have facts that you can build upon, and most people, when they have a bias towards something, you're going to be reserved against that because based on your facts. Let's open a Tradesharpe debate group. I mean, it's not healthy. Some people really get annoyed at listening to debates. Some people like listening to debates. You know, depends on what side. For me, I'm happy to have debates. It's something I enjoy. I like to hear other people's conversations. I like to hear people's opinions. I'm not a guy who's closed-minded to different opinions, saying it's either one way or no way, because it doesn't affect me. Only with single malt and cigar, that's conspiracy. That's good time to talk about conspiracy. Yeah, also good time to debate as well. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I use different strategy in trading for 2 years and I lose 10 accounts. After that, my friend informed me about your live stream. I learned a lot of I learned a lot of things about trading from you and I passed an account. Yes, that is very good, man. I'm glad to hear that. Debates are cool if they're fact-based and constructive. Agreed, yeah. It's good to educate as well. Yeah, I just think, debates get unhealthy when you take it too far to start, like, you know, getting angry at each other. That's where debates are bad, you know? or labeling other people and stuff like that. It's not going to help that. Because I get always labeled like online. I get DMs in my Instagram telling me I'm a toxic masculinity guy. Really, I get it. I get DMs telling me I'm a toxic masculinity guy, and I should not promote toxic masculinity. Today was new. I got called a feminist, so we'll tick that one in the box. Hell no, HS, it is, but not you. I'm not toxic, but I get it. They see a profile, they see a trader, there's cars on my profile, without knowing me personally, without listening to my live stream, without viewing my YouTube, you would assume, you know what I mean? How does one define toxic masculinity? I'm not sure, man. I don't think there's a proper definition. Everyone is gonna say. For me, it's very simple. I think in the world, everyone should compliment everyone. I think everyone should compliment everyone. I do believe a lot of men are lacking these days. That is my personal opinion. I think the direction of the world for men especially are, you know, getting better, hopefully, but at the same time getting worse. I also believe the direction for females is getting worse because you have many female influencers online now trying to change the dynamic of who cares about men, we deserve better, we deserve, you know, and now you start to have like, you know, podcasts, and I'm gonna change subject after this, but I just want to talk because it's interesting to me. You have like podcasts of young women in their 20s talking about ideal men, and those men are not even 1% of the population. Like, that's scary. You know, that's scary. You know, and it's not going to create healthy environments for both. So if that is becoming a standard where a man has to earn X, has to be X, I mean, it's like too much. Those men don't exist sometimes. Yeah. It's just a whole mess. The whole subject is a mess. But it's been an ever-going problem. Maybe that's why all the men in here are zesty. They've given up on it. They've been hurt too much. Like, I've been hurt by GJ. GJ was a tough one. Love-hate relationship with her. You know? We did that all live. NQ as a whole? Yeah, NQ is different, bro. NQ is different. Is it possible to take gold on the buys up? Yeah, it's possible, man. It's possible. But you want to get above this 5-minute structure. Was in this for 15 minutes, started overthinking and just got out beast and yeah, I mean, you're trying to play a bounce here. If you're trying to play a bounce, then you kind of have to leave it bounce. I understand getting B because it started to range here. You were scared it would start to break down. It's not the full problem. I think this is the best thing. Gender wars is a weapon for division, which is sad. So many people falling for it. Yeah, it is a gender war. Right? I think it's that sums up our whole conversation. That's the way we should end our conversation, right? I think that sums up, right? Like, there's really no solution. We all agree on that. Well, some people won't agree, but I think we can all agree on that. I agree on that, but yeah. So today was very exciting when we first came to the charts, but we're starting to calm down here. And this is what I was kind of explaining to Excellency. I was explaining to him how if we're going to pull back, that's probably the time where we calm down, not where we want to be looking for opportunity for that straight continuation down. Does that make sense? You start to see that now? What I mean, like when we start to pull back, it doesn't mean it's time to full dump and continue going down. It's probably going to be the time where we take a breather, right? We take a breather. So this was London Open, 1 hour close bullish. First 1 hour candle closed bullish since market open. That's very important, guys. You don't take that lightly. Same thing on gold, right? It's the first 1 hour candle to close bullish. So this is telling me short-term low has been put in. So we're either ranging or bouncing. It's one or the other. I don't see further downside heavily yet. Of course, I could be wrong, but that's just based on my analysis. Give me a sec. Go toilet. Be back. So I want to remind you guys, tomorrow is UK bank holiday. So is Monday is UK bank holiday, I believe so. Yeah, Monday and tomorrow. So tomorrow, even though they have NFP, markets are closed. There was an email sent by TopStep as well to confirm that. So even though NFP is tomorrow, CFD brokers will be open. Futures is closed from 8 a.m. Eastern. So New York Open, it's going to be closed. So if you're trading on futures as well, you have to close. Yeah, so it's closed. Market is closed tomorrow. CFDs will be open though, right? So you'll be able to trade on CFDs, but not futures, because the futures market will close. Monday, right? This is Good Friday. Monday, UK markets are closed for sure. So no stream Monday, no stream Friday. But NY session, I need to double check because it's Easter Sunday, right? And then Monday we open back up. So NY session, I feel like Monday we could be trading NY session here. I'll just double check if they resume market activity. I'm pretty sure they are, about 80% sure they are. But if they're not, then I will skip New York session, obviously, because it's closed. But my plan is to trade New York session Monday, and then back to normal by Tuesday, and then everything's back to normal. So this is because of Easter, guys. Easter is a celebration that happens. So people normally take time off. So we can do that as well because the markets are telling us to do that. Market is closed on Easter. Well, Easter is Easter Sunday, right? Sunday is the technical Easter Sunday. So markets are closed anyways on Easter. But on Friday, we're going to have markets closed. There was an email sent to confirm that. I was pretty sure that NY session was going to be closed, but they have confirmed that. TopStep even sent an email about that. Let me send it in general chat here. See if that sends. So they sent Good Friday quickly approaching. Friday, April 3rd. All positions must be closed by 8 a.m. You may reopen positions after 5 p.m. CT Sunday. So Sunday's back to normal, but 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern is going, or Central Time, 8 a.m. Central Time. What is that in Eastern, let's say? 8 a.m. CT to EST. 9 a.m. Eastern. So futures will be closed by 9 a.m. Eastern. So an hour after New York Open. Right, so you'll have New York Open and then it will close. So you're not going to have NYSE Open. NYSE Open is going to be closed. So for me, that's just going to equal low volume, not something I'm too interested in, right? Also, I don't trade NY on futures. I trade NYSE and it's going to be closed. So today is the last NY session. NY session, if we're getting out the range today in NY session, can be very interesting, guys. If we're ranging in NY session, be careful, but getting outside the range in NY session, it's going to be interesting. So I'm still going to look at NY session myself. Bit of a counter bias buy if this 5-minute closes above here. More on the riskier side, of course, because we are taking the breakout, not a pullback. Wonder if you could scalp it from 1 minute. If you can get some 1 minute structure, you could maybe scalp it from 1 minute. Should I avoid trading Forex pairs during NYSE? If you look at Forex pairs, man, it's perfect to trade during NYSE. But I would recommend probably just take the Friday off, man. I just don't know how price action is going to behave on that day because markets are closing. So you can technically trade Forex, yes. Swing positions obviously are not going to be affected because swing positions you can take whenever. You're not expecting it to play out on the same day. We're just talking about session trades here, you know. Right, so we close below, but we are above this structure here for the first time. This is a previous 15. 1 minute, you can look to scalp above here, potentially a quick scalp. We could try, maybe. No bottom wick on futures, but it's a gap up. Don't like the no bottom wick. If anything, I'll look for a small scalp, something closing above here. Just take a little bounce. Tight 1 minute stops. Quick target, quick break even, something like that, right? Just to play the bounce. I'm not really looking to hold a full reversal position because I'm not fully sold that we're going to just retrace all of this move. We could very well range in here. We could go up a little bit, then come back down. So I just want to take a scalp and see if there's some volume left in the market. This gives me a good opportunity to do so if in 30 seconds we don't blast. If we blast, I can't do anything because 5 minute has no bottom wick, so I can't even run stop loss below. Plus 5 didn't close above as well. There's a lot of factors. Yeah, it seems like we're gonna blast. So I have to still respect rules, guys, right? That's very important in these conditions, is still to respect rules, right? I'm not just gonna take a random trade here, breaking the high. No bottom wick on the 5 minute, stop loss below the area where exactly it's going to flip to make a bottom wick. It's just not smart, right? No close above. 5 minute didn't close above this resistance here as well. We can obviously see we are reacting at this resistance, right? We see the rejections coming from it. It's not going to be a smart idea. Huh? It's not going to be a smart idea for me to just say, let me rip it and see if I get lucky, because that's the fine line between gambling and trading, right? Because yeah, there is some logic behind it, but you can't say that there's no logic behind your gambles, right? You have always some sort of bias, some sort of logic when you're taking a gamble, right? You know, there's always something like, okay, let me guess this, let me do that. That's you still have some logic, but we want logic that is proven by probabilities that we have done over many iterations, not just today, right? We don't want to just work off something that we think is going to happen today. On 50-minute isn't valid. It's valid, but it's more of a long-term trade, right? You're holding this break of high. You're running stop loss 240 pips. You know, your 1-to-1 is all the way up here, so we could range, right? We're not guaranteed volume. We are bearish. We've been moving down. Fundamentals are bearish, so you're going against all of that. What higher time frame factors do you have to prove that fundamentals are going to change right now, right? Because if Trump starts speaking again, if Iran starts saying stuff again, this is gonna go down even further. So we need to have proof, you know, we need to have proof that the narrative has changed. If the narrative has changed, like right now, this is a relief bounce. This is a relief bounce, doesn't necessarily mean that this bounce is going to particularly reverse the whole move or continue, you know? Like this could set us up. If this continues to relief bounce, maybe as high, it could come all the way up here, totally possible. Right? Totally possible. Bounce can come all the way up here and then we start to reverse for NY. Mixed bias, so you mean that the fundamentals are bearish? Fundamentals are bearish. I mean, if we're looking at daily candle close, yeah, daily candle close bullish, right? But we can't say right now that that's enough, because all of this was not technical move, right? This was a fundamental based move. Right? It's not like, okay, today we were mixed bias and we're pulling back, you know, to give us better buys. Although this can lead into that, yeah, for sure. But until fundamentals change, we're not going to switch to a higher time frame buy scenario. This is most likely meant to be relief bounce here, right? And we can play this relief bounce. And yes, you can play the relief bounce with the 15-minute stop here. But you just risk if it was going to stay in the range, it's going to be the only problem, you know? Would love to see a fundamental analysis guide YouTube video from you. Yeah, that's a big request, but I'm going to be honest. Like, as much as I don't like to promote what I, you know, obviously shill you guys into a group, it's the honest truth. Like, deep down, it's the honest truth. Fundamentals change every week. I can't make one video that predicts a war starting, predicts price going down because of oil, predicts all of this. Like, fundamentals is not something that you can teach in one blanket statement. It's not possible, right? Because fundamentals are based on different geopolitical, they're based on different, what's happening with economies, what's happening with employment, blah, blah, blah. It's an ongoing thing. Every week we start our webinars with talking about fundamentals, and every week it's something new, right? It's something new. And I don't just sit there and magically, before the webinars, I'm spending hours researching, pulling things together, simplifying things, understanding. Like, I'm building my understanding as well, right? I'm researching what bond markets are doing, where capital is flowing into, how all of this is working. It's not something that I can just look at and be like, oh yeah, it all makes sense. No, I also comprehend, because fundamentals is something that you need to comprehend on a day-to-day basis, well, at least week-to-week basis as they play out. I mean, now, once I've comprehended, it's easy to understand why this move, for example, happened today, right? I can explain this move very easily without needing to research. So today I didn't have to research why this moved down, right? That's easy for me, right? I didn't have to research why this moved down. All right, this is going to continue to bounce. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to trade on fundamental. You just need to understand what happened with it, you know? Like, you can't predict a tweet, you can't predict a speech. But what you can do is understand why the speech caused a certain move and see if it was real, not real, you know? Like, at the moment, I'm more worried about de-escalation than I am about escalation. So now he's speaking about escalation and we see the market dump. For me, it makes more sense because I know things are not fully over. Not all parties have agreed. So I was more scared about the upside push, you know? Like, you can see this is, look at the move up. Like, this is a heavy move up. So again, leading into NY, guys, this is, you know, could be very well the opportunity to continue us back down. And it's just a relief bounce. How big this relief bounce goes depends on current volume right now. You know, depends on current volume right now. So let's see what ends up happening. Again, I think the best thing is to take small scalps if you want to be involved. I don't think running big stop losses is going to make too much sense. NQ as well, trying a small bounce here. It's trying to close above this 5-minute resistance, which could give you a little bit more continuation as well above the 5-minute resistance. Very choppy NQ though. You can see every time we close on a new high, we pull back. It's not showing me continuation. Gold is actually moving cleaner than NQ today. So if you're going to be buying highs, I'll be buying highs on gold rather than buying highs on NQ because NQ is being more inconsistent. And yeah, I'm going to catch you guys after Monday. Have a good weekend and Easter holiday if you celebrate, and be careful if you're trading over tomorrow. CFDs will be open, but just be careful. Take probably pullback setup so you're not stuck trading at highs where it could potentially reverse put you in drawdown. And then good luck with all of that. I'll catch you guys after that. Much love as always. Good shot today on trading these conditions. Very interesting to watch, and scalp, it's pretty fun. And yeah, appreciate you all as always. Take care and much love, guys. Peace. Cheers.